grapheme to color. That one's probably the most common. It's letters and numbers that have color. I also have grapheme to personality. So letters and numbers have personality. Like A is a girl who has a thing with B. That sounds so weird now that I think about it. I have object personification, which means inanimate objects have personality. Like my notebook, I would feel bad if I like ripped a page out because I feel like I was hurting it. I have mirror touch, which is I physically feel things that other people feel. Like when Robert slaps himself, I could see it coming. I accidentally saw some kid break his nose at the skate park, and I felt my nose break, which was a little less than pleasant, but it wasn't as bad. That was before we knew, so I'm sitting there holding my face, and Robert didn't know what was going on, so he's like, "Are you okay? You alright?" What else? I have a new one that just kind of showed up the other day. I have pain to color. So while they were working on my braces, they like scraped my tooth, and I felt this like really big feeling of lime green, and it kind of freaked me out. That's never happened before. So I kind of freaked out, and they're like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Nothing," because I hadn't told him that I have synesthesia, so trying to explain the whole thing would be kind of ridiculous. I have music to color, so when I listen to sound, background noise kind of turns out like my other drawings, and music turns out more like this. I have smell to color and smell to sensation. So when I smell certain foods, I might feel like tingly, or certain bath soaps I have make me feel fuzzy when I smell them, not when I use them. And it's only for a few seconds, it's not for the whole time I'm using them. If you're an associator, you see the colors in your head rather than outside. Projectors I think are very cool. I'm kind of envious of that, because like when you read a book, you actually see the letters in color. Like the word "and" might actually be red on the paper. For me it's black and white, but in my head I see "and" as a red word. It just is. But I think it would be really cool to have it just be red on the page. It'd be a lot easier. For me, everything is on a black background, like a black canvas kind of, and it just kind of appears there. For instance, when I think of Mama, M-A-M-A, or Mommy, Mom, or Julie, they're all this kind of reddish pink color, like in between fuchsia and a really bright red. And it's a Martian color, so it's really pretty hard to explain. But it just kind of appears there, and it's a really bright color, it's very obvious. And, I mean, almost everybody's names do that. I've only encountered like one name, and it was because it's most of the time like a last name. So only first names do it for me. I painted this, I think, about 4 weeks ago. I'm not quite sure. But it's a song by Lana Del Rey called National Anthem. It's not the original national anthem, but it's an interesting song. It's one of my favorites because there's a lot of color, but also there's tactile stuff to it. They have fireworks in the beginning of the song, and I actually feel them exploding in my head. It's not painful, it's just kind of like a popping feeling. It's kind of like pop rocks, but it's really fun. It makes things interesting. It kind of tickles, so I can't listen to the song over and over because it makes me feel kind of funny. But this song, in the beginning there's violin, and the red part up here is the violin, and then these copper dashes, I suppose, are the explosions from the fireworks. And then there's little blue lines in here, and that's when they start with this drum beat, and then this is the chorus from the blue down to this golden red. And the blue, green, and silver here is actually Lana Del Rey's voice during the chorus, and then this gold and red is the background singers. Also, the green and the red are mostly the instruments. The gold and the blue are mostly the voices. Sometimes they kind of go over and smush together, so I try to make it as obvious as I can by actually painting over other colors. But, I mean, this is the best explanation I can give of what goes on while I'm listening to music. I mostly want educators to know, because, I mean, I was chastised by pretty much all of my teachers for coloring around my letters, my numbers, and they were just not very nice about it, so I think it would be helpful for synesthetic kids so that they weren't chastised, so it actually could help them, and so they wouldn't have to go what I went through with feeling like there was something to hide or something wrong with them. I'm comfortable talking about it because at first I thought there was something wrong with me, and now I think it's helpful, like more of a gift or special ability. I wish that people would know that it's not like something you need to be worried about. Every single person that I've told has pretty much asked me if I'm going to die from it. It's not like a disease that we need to get rid of for most people. For associators, it's pretty much just a game. I enjoy it a lot. I think of it as like just a fun addition to my life. I don't know how everybody else goes on without it, to be completely honest.